Oh my god. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, hi, welcome back. If you're here, you're obviously here for week 3. And if you're not here, you should go watch the previous 2 videos in order to get caught up in this, okay? Okay. Alright, so for week 3, we went over, she talks about recovering a sense of power. So within those are anger, synchronicity, shame, dealing with criticism, detective work, which was an exercise, and growth. Okay, so with anger, is obviously an emotion. So when we feel it, we want to do something. So with that anger, you should use it, you should put that emotion towards creating rather than just feeling the emotion. She lists it as a map to sort of like getting started. So like, let's say for example, you see someone with like, who like painted something and you're like, oh, I can paint better than that. Then do it. Like start, use that as the map. Like that is your starting, that's the X. And then you just go. And then synchronicity is sort of like getting your prayers answered in a sense. So like, let's say for example, so she uses an example of like a businessman who has always wanted to write, but he's never had the courage to do it. So he goes to a bar one day and the guy that he's playing pool with is a writer, and that guy's like, yeah, I'll mentor you. So it's sort of like, they're not coincidences, it's synchronicity. Sort of like seeing like angel numbers, you know, like 666, well, maybe not that one, seeing like 999, 222 and stuff like that. And then the next one's shame, about how like sometimes it might feel shameful to like make something, maybe because when you were, it might like expose something, it might shed light to something to someone else. That person may criticize you and like kind of beat you down. And then dealing with criticism, for this she set up a list of rules to deal with criticism. I'll give you like a couple. One is to receive the criticism all the way through and then just get it over with. Like, okay, you said what you needed to say, I'm gonna go. And then like do something to nurture yourself. So like read like an old good review of something you did, or recall like a compliment that you once got. And then we did like detective work where we went over things from like our childhood. So one of them was like the best movie I ever saw as a kid. For me it was A Bug's Life. Like I've always loved that movie. My favorite childhood game was playing Pretend or Candyland if we're talking like board games. And my favorite childhood toy, I still have it. It's like a old Pokemon. It's Eevee. I'll post like a picture right here. I still have her. She's my little buddy. And then we went over growth. She talks about how growth isn't linear. Obviously it's not. Like it could be 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You could find yourself ahead one week and then back one the next. And then, you know, like one week you may be like on fire and then the next week you might be like sluggish. So it's not linear, and it's really important to remember that. Like it's not always gonna be, it might be, using my hands. And then for our tasks, we again went over like a lot of things from like our childhood and like our past. Like one was describe 5 traits you liked about yourself as a child. I'll tell you guys a little bit. What was that? When I was a kid, I always spoke my mind. I was very imaginative. I could be alone. Like I was totally fine with being alone. I read a lot. That's something that I miss. And I always wanted to try new things. And then sorry, she's like right there. And then like along with that, she had us list like people that we would want to have dinner with, people who are dead that we would want to have dinner with, people we would want to hang out with, and kind of like what traits do they have that we admire so much. Yeah, so I have that. And then I have a check-in that I want to share with you guys. So past Isabel, tell us about it. Top of the morning to ya. It is the day after St. Patrick's Day, so I just want to say happy St. Patrick's Day. And thank you to the nation of Ireland for Cillian Murphy, Niall Horan, and the other hot Irish people. All your hot Irish people. So today's Tuesday. I just finished up my morning pages. This is probably the only check-in I'm gonna do because I'm uploading this video tonight. And I just kind of wanted to go over like my morning pages. So one thing that I've like noticed is I use a lot of filler. Like I end a lot of sentences with and yeah, or so yeah, and stuff like that. And it's just like, why am I filling in silence that I'm by myself with? Like it's just me here. It's just me on stage. So I'm gonna try to stop that because I noticed that does bleed into my other everyday life. Like, I'm cool with silence, but sometimes I do try to like fill it. So I'm gonna try, like, if it's silence, it's silence. I'm gonna let it be. And then I've noticed that, because I end it with like haikus, I've noticed that I'm now sort of like broadening my haikus now. Like, it used to be just about like, you know, the sky is blue, you know, shit like that. Whereas like now I'm like getting much more deep into like my psyche. I'm like writing about stuff like that, which is like really cool because I was just being very surface level with that. But yeah, I think, but yeah. Oh, I missed a day. I missed last Thursday because I had to like leave my house super early. And so I did miss a day. Yeah, I did miss a day. Just did it. Just did the filler thing. There it is again. I think that's it. This is just like a quick little morning check-in. Later on, I'm gonna do the rest of what week 3 was about, and also like my artist date and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you. But yeah, let's go back to present day Isabel. Thank you, past Isabel. That was so lovely of her. The dogs are still barking, but whatever. How many days a week did I do my morning pages? I missed one. How'd your artist date go this week? I played in the dirt this week, and that's something I used to do a lot as like a child. Oh my god. I played in the dirt this week, which is something I did a lot as a child because I just love playing in dirt and water and like the rivers and stuff. I just love how it like flows, if that makes sense. Like, I love watching like the water flow, and it's been raining a lot this week. Did I experience any synchronicity this week? Yes, I did. I think just seeing like angel numbers, and I know it might seem crazy, but it's like really helpful. It's like you have to be a little bit crazy. I'm gonna be honest, you do. Okay, and I think that's it for this week. Come back next week for week 4. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week.